Oh, rusty there on your timing, huh, bro?
I don't know. My Wi-Fi is going in and out. Ronnie. Oh.
Let me turn all of these things off here. Hold on. Do not disturb. Let's turn everything off. Hey, oh boy. Okay. What is my internet? Looks like it's got a little bit of a lag going on here.
Yeah.
So,
It's not too stable here on this side either.
well,
Um,
we're gonna make it through it.
Go ahead.
So it's Wednesday, and you know how that means.
Hershey's
You know how
developed a new spread for tonight for our shadow work. So she's excited for us to present it to you for the first time.
Sorry
that.
about that.
Hello, Jane. Welcome.
Oh,
I
thank
did
you.
that.
Hello, hello.
So, guys, I created a spread. You guys know if you've been here on Wednesdays, when we do the shadow work, we do it all together. We do it as a team, as a group, right? So, there are now 23 tarot spreads or oracle spreads, however you want to look at it, that I have created for shadow work, right? Well, this one comes with an introduction because it's a little intense, right? So it's kind of like the churchyard one or the vacation one. So it really gets into that unconscious part of us, right? That sometimes gets triggered, right? So it's all about that reaction. It's not an action that we do, it's a reaction. Eventually it becomes a self defense mechanism. But before we go into that, we're not going to put any philosophy in it. We're just going to address the change, right? So, in order for that change to come, we kind of have to welcome it in, right? And it's one of them situations where it gets really messy. So, you want to put yourself in a sacred position, a sacred circle. You want to have your journal book ready because they're going to want to trigger the prompt to write, to release, to let it go, to get rid of it, stop carrying it. Once you prop that door open, that's the best part. You can slowly work it at your own pace, but you have got to find ways to trigger and open and then prop them unconscious doors open because they do not just show their self very easily. So I wrote a little prompt for it, and it goes waking up change. Somewhere inside of all of us lies an unbalance that follows us. It's silent. We are not aware of its presence until we allow it to be triggered. Are you willing to trigger yourself? That is the beginning of your journal prompt entry for those that have been participating for now 2 years in the shadow work program that we do exclusively here on Brother Thomas's channel. Every once in a while, we get a wild hair up our ass and we invite someone to come hang out with us. And today felt like it needed a closer at the end and it needed to be healing, right? So, the best person that I know when it comes to connecting with the angels that will be needed for the kind of healing that you are calling in and waking up, I figured no better person than Jane to help us and really be our anchor as Thomas and I go in and really dive in on the first two prompts in this incredibly heavy spread. But I really am looking forward to it tonight. So if you guys want us to kind of dig around that subconscious and unconscious, just know that, Jane is literally our trampoline, our safety net. So she's going to be keeping up with Thomas and I tonight to make sure that there is always a grain of sand, and she's going to help us find it tonight for all of us that are genuinely pushing through and forward on our healing journey. Hi, Jane. How are you? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Sorry about that beginning thing.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It happens. Life is just.
Well, and like I said, we are under a tornado watch, so if I gotta go, I gotta go. But everything's fine right now, except for I'm hearing thunder now. Yay! Okay.
We will be very weather alert and very aware, and if you have to get help, we completely understand. It is absolutely, we gotta come first. So just be alert, and we will be right here with you.
Okay.
So if you do want to read tonight, guys, for those of you that are here, or you just want to kind of see how it's gonna go, and you're lurking, that's fine too. Go ahead and put me down in the comments, and the prompts are like this, okay? I'm gonna read them to you, but then I'm gonna take the first part, which is prompt 1. Thomas will take the second part, which is prompt 2, and then Jane is prompt 3. She's our closer. She's our healing trampoline that we're gonna land in a very good, guaranteed, safe spot. So the first part, which is mine, it says, "What's inside your backpack?" The name of the spread is called Your Emotional Backpack, right? We all have one. The second part of this is, how do I hide it? That's what I'm going to be looking at in the unconscious, and I'm going to be telling the story and allowing the story to guide me through your subconscious. Thomas is going to be focusing on that conscious part of you, and his prompt is, how long has it been there, and are you actively working on it? Jane, our beautiful safety place, is the third part, and that, who put it there? Now, that is not going to be easy, but it is something that does have to have its own ownership. Sometimes it's not easy for us to literally, when we're telling the truth, realize that in that situation, we really are the victim. So there is an authority person usually that did trigger us to grow a trap door, to trigger an emotion that causes a reaction, instead of allowing us to just act on it and think about it first, right? So after who put it there, she's going to also see if you are actually healing from it, or if it's something that could possibly still really be heavy, triggering, or maybe even a nightmare actively for you. And she'll have a lot of ways to help you maybe open up to just some of the unseen that we have to get comfortable with. She's really good at that, guys.
Help. Thank you. Okay. This is going to be fun. We got a me.
Yes, yes. And I've seen Maruta. She's got to go get her journal. Maruta is, boy, she is a trooper. I mean, Maruta is on it every Wednesday. I'm not kidding you. She is on it. I bet her journal book for shadow work's probably the stick by now. She is forever doing it. I love it. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start with Amanda. I haven't heard back from Maruta if she's back yet. So Amanda says, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty chill here. Back is tired for no reason.
Mm.
I've had a really lovely day. Good walk by the water, good food, oriented, or volunteering at a local food bank. I'll get my notebook. I also had a nibble of chocolate. LOL. Sounds wonderful. And Aspasia, Pepe. Aspasia. I love it. I love it. I love it. I read it. All right. So we will start with the one Thomas has starred, and I thought it was Amanda, but it's Aspasia. It's Beth. So Beth, you are up, love. Whew. So I'm gonna get a lot of cards here. I know, right? All right. So Again, the prompt for this part of your journal entry is what's inside your backpack? Oh no, don't fall. I have the littlest area. I've got to get a desk soon. Oh my goodness. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right. A possible trigger card of it is. I'm gonna need some sticky stuff. My fingers over here. So it's the Page of Wands. Oh, okay. So what's inside the backpack? What's inside? Gotcha. So possibly something that's buried way down deep inside of there was something that maybe somewhere in your family, maybe someone has this thing with superstitions, right? Now, I know that sounds like a crazy place to start, but somewhere there is a way to understand that maybe this person of authority figure had a problem with superstitions. Why? Because the first thing I'm looking at is the ladder is in reverse, right? So this is either a person that has a problem with superstitions or this person has a problem with like a chain of command themselves, and they want to be the boss hog. They want to be the one that pays all the or calls all the shots, right? So this person is going to take advantage of following, like if it's a teacher, I feel like it. I feel like it's not necessarily a teacher because I feel like this person possibly wasn't sure about their own strength, right? And it caused a fracture somewhere in there. And in this fracture, I think you hide it well because when it comes to a certain conversation, that way you hide it, they gave Page of Wands, right? So this is a fiery energy, but it's also very adolescent. This is very childish, right? So if you think about just the energy of the page, this is very young. We're not looking at the male or the female aspect of it. We are looking at just the fact that in the family orientation, this would be the baby, this would be the toddler, this would be the one that is probably preteen, right? So somewhere in that for you, I would say that somebody that could possibly have authority figures or at least not understanding a chain of command or following it very well. They also not good with time, right? Like they're always very bossy about things and somehow they figured out a way for you to feel like wishes was like a waste of time, right? So this is like that little girl energy coming in when it's your birthday and you want to make a wish and they possibly don't even want to install that in you, right? Because that's where the strength in reverse comes in. This strength in reverse is all about that longevity, right? We can't have that instant strength. We have to have that longevity that goes with it. So, somewhere in your journaling prompt, because grimoire shows up, it looks like maybe this is something that possibly being paired with the prompt of it itself being a grimoire or a journal, it itself could be you need to maybe possibly write like you would have wrote as the adolescence that was as the adolescent or the teen or preteen or maybe even the child that would have needed a crayon. You will want to write in that kind of mentality, right? So sometimes when I go out and I do things, I literally let the childlike little girl out to experience it for the first time because I didn't get to do it as a child, right? Or I didn't get to do it at the appropriate age it should have been done. So as a 49-year-old almost woman, I have to do it now, and I have to allow that childlike energy to be there, right? So you're going to need that Knight of Cups kind of energy coming in. So in any other circumstances, I would tell you that 9 times out of 10, this knight might not become a king, but in this place where it's at, because it's paired with the energy of journaling and how the healing part of the journaling prompts could start opening and learning and helping you to recognize the trigger. This in itself, this knight becomes a very strong candidate for becoming so much more, because they are learning to control the emotions as well as allow the emotions to have a stable place and not just be all over the place. And that's what I've got for you for the first part of this. Okay.
You're up,
All right,
Thomas.
Thomas. Thomas. You okay, bro? You got this? We might be on a lag.
Oh, he gone.
Come on, Uni. This is not. Oh, yeah, there's some pretty bad weather going through a lot of America right now.
Yeah, it's right out there. Our weather alert just went off, so I'm
So
okay right now. So,
we will be patient. We will do this together.
all right.
Okay, apparently my computer is not wanting to cooperate, so I am on the phone again. And my two cards are, how long have you had it, and what are you doing about it?
Oh, are you gonna? What are the cards, Thomas?
Uh, so is that what I'm doing, Hershey? How long you
Yes.
had it, and what are you doing about it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you've had it a while because you got the Page of Pentacles, and the Pentacles are the slow-moving suit. So if you haven't had this decades, maybe up to 10 years already, is been on you, and that's the burden, because the longer you live with something, the less you pay attention to it because it's always there, and you think that you can put things off until later, if it's always been around or it's been around for a long time. So you've had it for years, and are we going to unpack the backpack? 10 of Swords. So it's it's going to cause you pain for a time while you're working on it. Um, it's going to feel like you've been stabbed in the back. It's going to feel like absolute treachery, to you, to realize why this came into your life. And that's what I have for the cards for you, Aspasia.
All right. So, Beth, for you, I have who put it in there? Who was the one that triggered you? Whatever this is that you're working on, who put it in there? The King of Cups. That person that loved bombed you and was just like everything, and they're like, you're so beautiful and you're so this, and it's nice to be told that's a nice outfit, or I appreciate you. But man, to get love bombed and like you're the greatest thing ever, and it's nice, but some of what sometimes it gets to be too much, and it's sort of a uh it's hard to believe when they say it too many times. Like when you go to the doctor and you have more than a couple things wrong with you, they start to think you're just looking for something. So, anyways, this King of Cups, he could have been a really good guy too. Sorry, doesn't he could for you, but the way he triggers you is, well, what he does for you is you got the Fool in reverse. So instead of new beginnings, or going on a journey, you have stagnation. You have stagnation. So it's with this person that might trigger you, and I did get the king of, I got a person. If I got a different card, I would have made it work, but got a person. So, and like I said, stagnation. So that's what I think you need to work on those too. Aside from your other homework, is stagnation, and what can you use for healing? What can you feel you're healing? Are you healing well? And this is very interesting. It says believe in your dreams, and look up here how it has the infinity circle, which is a throwback to Hershe's reading, where you got that with the strength card usually has that on there, right? So I don't know if that particular one did, but you know
In a
strength
way,
usually.
it's got number 8 all the way up here.
Oh. Yeah, well, but believe in your dreams. Put your, this is this is her manifesting herself real big and able to spread it all around. And because that's how you're going to do this. And also the remedy is, don't fill yourself up too much with too don't okay, that said that wrong. Fill yourself as much as you want, but don't pack so much in your backpack, or that you are carrying it around all the time. Don't forget to continually, or at times when you feel the need, to sit down with your journal and with the message that you received from the three of us tonight, and sit down and think about it. And did it affect me? Does it affect me? Am I angry because I told you you're stagnating and the King of Cups wasn't real? So that's the thing that we need to do. But aside from everything, believe in your dreams. And that's what I have for you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I think I like it better than I think it went better than I thought it was gonna go. Like, granted, it's about telling a story, right? We have to find ways to trigger it. So
Yeah.
it, you have to be willing to be raw. You don't have to be open or honest with us at all. You don't have to own anything. You don't have to say a horrible thing that experiences of yours ever, even though you are in a safe place. You just have to be willing to be open with yourself. So that's what these prompts are supposed to trigger. So please, if it does not apply, let it fly. But if it resonates, no matter who you are, take it and work on yourself, because that's what it's all about. It's about us living our best life, and we have to do it some way somehow.
Yeah. And look at what she said. She says, wow, thank you so much. It made sense. It came together.
That's the whole thing. Like, sometimes it's about the community showing we can break it down, we can do it together. Like I want to prompt these in my journal so bad. It's like I can't wait to actually kind of work on them in my own little private time with my own little decks. So you
Yeah.
guys remember that's what this is about, is an interaction. So thank you for being here. Who's next, Brother Thomas?
Amanda Carroll, I believe.
Oh,
All
well, there she is right there. Amanda Carroll. Oh,
Are you ready to?
yeah, we got to go down. I mean, well, I hear it. I hear the town one going off.
you gotta go, Jane.
Yeah,
Don't
yep. Gotta go. Bye.
be safe.
Okay, thank you. Stop that.
Y'all send blessings that they're safe there. All right, we're gonna pull through it. I would go beg Mo to step in, but you know, she worked a hard day today, so we're gonna make it happen, right? Uh-oh. All right. Let's see what we're working with. Oh, okay. I've heard nothing but jets all day today. It's been nice.
The Blue Angels practicing again.
Uh-huh. Oh, I guess you were meant to play. I didn't think you were meant, but apparently you are. Okay. Ooh, all right. And the overall energy of this one. Seven of Cups. You know, the problem with the Seven of Cups in this situation, especially when it comes to that what's inside the backpack, there's too much shit. The problem with the seven is it just always stays seven, right? We're not actually, when we're just staring at it, it's not going anywhere. It's not. It's growing, whether you know it or not, whether you can see it or not, whether you can feel it or not. It's growing. It's feeding off of itself, right? Not making a choice is making a choice. Not eliminating them, at least one at a time, and physically completing them does not climb a mountain, does not make anything any better, right? So if I think about that right there as your overall energy for all of this together, what I'm going to say with the Seven of Spheres is maybe you don't like making choices, right? Now, why is it, could it be that you don't like making choices? Well, I think that somebody, and I do think that this is a female, right? I do think that you were a child when this happened, because ribbon that represents the little girl and the chalice that represents obviously the cup, right? They are both upside down. Ride is sitting here, right? And it is about literally riding away, right? It's not about staying, right? So, and what is paired with this? Storm, crow, and skull. So I almost want to say that this female is also passed on. She is on the other side now. But when you were younger, and I don't know at what age you would have been younger when this female passed, she would have been the type of person that maybe held your family together, right? Like some people say, the matriarch or the glue to a family, right? Sometimes when we lose that icon in our family, that staple, that matriarch, we tend to not follow through with it, right? And then because we didn't grow up with it, we don't understand it, and we just piece together hearsay and what we think it should have been and what it was to us then, but not possibly knowing as an adult what it would have be for a child. You know what I'm saying? Because you, as a child, don't get to ask the adult what they did. So anyway, in that trigger point right there, what I do think is, well, goodness, what I think for the hardest part for you for the trigger is the safe journey, right? You get the safe journey part, but if you're not actually sure, you don't want it, right? It's almost like you avoid it. Some people don't want stardom, or they have fear of stardom, so they don't want stardom, or they don't know how to act with it, or it takes over them, and they turn into somebody they don't even recognize, right? So basically that's kind of the energy that I'm saying with this person would have been the glue, but because you lost them at such a young age, there's something in their loss. You're still holding on to that loss. You're holding on. There's a grieving little girl inside of you that didn't get this, right? That didn't get to grow up to learn what that was, to become that type of female, to earn that title. So sometimes letting go and letting that little girl understand it, and it is actually easier as an adult, honestly, because by the time we get to these glorious ages of our 40s and 50s and 60s and 30s, when we're finally living and understanding because we've got some life experiences under our belt, we are learning to understand that just because they are on their other side, they're still with us, right? You can have a chance now, grown, to connect with them and heal from them. And in a way, you might even be able to get a few recipes along the way and then tweak them with your own style. But you do have to find a way to not worrying about living up to someone else's title. You just know that you came from that, and you'll find a way to heal and not be so hard on yourself, because you can't compare yourself to the adult you didn't lose this person. So the child you will never have to live up to it. You just get to remember them now as the adult that could learn to bring it back, maybe, and heal the family by bringing back some of the older traditions. um I think it would be quite easy for you to actually heal from this. So, kind of put a little bit of healing in there for Jane, since we kind of lost Jane and we're only doing step 1 and 2 right now. But I hope somehow that made sense to you. And that's what I've got.
And the card that I drew, for how long have you had it, makes sense with Hershey's. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles again, that slow moving suit. So you've carried it with you for decades, and it's becoming familiar over the years. You know that it's there. You know that if you need to call on it, you can call on it. But mostly, you just forget um, that it's in your tool bag, your magical manifesting backpack. And what are you going to do to work on this and reconcile it, or are you going to? We have the Ten of Cups, which is usually your happy families card. But this sea turtle has a factory on his back. So I think it's more about working at it, chipping at it, day after day, showing up to do the work, opening your journal, putting your thoughts down, really contemplating it, because it's been with you for years. It doesn't disappear overnight, although you can start working on it now, so it does lessen its impact in your life. And that's what I have for you, Amanda.
Amanda, the third prompt is who put it there and can you see yourself healing? So still write the prompt down. And even though the beautiful Jane isn't here, I cannot compete to be the caboose of the amount of weight she was going to carry with these reads. So maybe we can bring her back down the road and we can do this again once she's out of danger with inclement weather. Who was next, Brother Thomas? And hi, Swampy. Hi, everybody that's here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But please, if you're in the weather area, please be safe.
Madam Maru.
Maruta.
And you deserve to heal and live the path you were meant to live on.
Absolutely, Amanda. Yep, Maruta, remind me as soon as I do your read. While Thomas is doing you, I can try and type it in there. All right, so pretty sure this one is definitely family, right? Sometimes family is cold. Sometimes family is so damn cruel, right? Personally know this. Today isn't the day where I'm ready to expose everything, right? But there's been a lot that's been exposed. So when it says family, right? Like overall, because I'm looking at these and I'm like, do you know how many random everyday people that this could actually be, right? I needed a more definite, smaller whole, a family, a circle, a type of uh, group to look at, right? Unfortunately, this doesn't say whether they are blood, um, if they're your extended family, your in-laws, you know. family, right? People that you see, love, honor, and respect as family. Them, those that we love, our birth ones and our chosen ones, right? They have a way sometimes of being the best and the worst thing or part of us, right? So your cards are wheel, rat, star, candle, and sun in reverse, right? So I thought maybe I picked it up in the wrong way, but I picked it up as a pile. So there's no way I picked up one card in reverse, and I'm pretty positive that all of the cards were upright because I took time to do that because I needed everybody to know that nobody was going to start off with the chance of an upside down, a challenge, an awareness, or an alert kind of thing right off the top because we're already in a heavy situation. So, because it's family base, what I'm going to say is, and because the first thing I see is wheel and rat, I think this person that caused this unconscious trigger for you does the same damn pattern over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They're not like gentle like a mice would be, you know what I'm saying? They're a nuisance. They're a rat. They literally will start shit just to get their way, just to get and push their word as top dog in law, right? They also probably like to make themselves feel like at some point you might have been their favorite, whether it was a niece, cousin, friend, earned title, loved one, daughter, proclaimed sister. But in reality, this is how you felt. You seen through this craziness because something at your hand showed them when you were young who exactly they were. I think that because I got four of wands in reverse and strength in reverse, right? So, like I said, we're not actually doing it as tarot, we're doing the element of it, right? And the four, that's somebody that is sneaky, somebody that is paired well with the four of pentacles because that's a miser kind of greed energy, right? So that four of wands, there's a lot of power coming in there and there is a lot of deception, but it's slow and steady because it's paired with strength, right? And strength is obviously, again, in reverse. So, with thinking about strength, this isn't that quick strength you need. This is that long strength that you need for them 60, 70, 90, 120-hour work weeks or working with something that you're fragile to, hazardous waste to, something that's dangerous, right? Understand that this was not something that was also a short period of time in your life, right? So season was in reverse, so it wasn't temporary, right? Seasons are temporary. That's why there's four of them, right? They come and they go. They come and they go. They come and they go. This would have been something or someone that would have had the longevity of being deceitful, dishonest, having a lot of authority issues, having the ability to maybe make you feel like you were really, really their favorite, but in reality, all they were actually was doing was intentionally stealing little bits from you, little pieces at a time, over and over and over, all over again. And I do believe that this would have been someone that was in your family. That's what I've got for you, honey. All right, let's see if I can type this in.
Okay, Maruda, for how long you've had this, I drew the Nine of Cups, and the cups is that emotional suit. So um, I think it just rears its head from time to time. It's sort of always there in the background, and you never know what comment or what situation you get in will bring it to the forefront. And um, this is a petulant little child problem. Um, they will throw a temper tantrum until you pay it attention. So the sooner you can take care of it, the better. Um, and can you take care of it? You can if you use the moon card. Your intuition. You know what deep down you know what needs to be done, but you are afraid to do it, afraid to even think it, because it causes some other situational hurt um, to other parties that are involved in it. So I think that's why you're not working on it or not um, paying attention to it. Um, but again, it's just like that crazy bone. Every time you bang the crazy bone, it reminds you it's there and it hurts like hell, and it screams and screams and screams until you get through the couple minutes of pain that it causes. And that's what I have for you, Maruda.
Prompt 3 is in there. Like I said, all of the journaling is completely up to you, Gems. But without it, you're not going to be able to truly get it out. You've got to trigger it. You got to write about it. You got to talk about it. You have to trigger it. So just be honest with yourself. That's all we ask when we do these really intense ones. We're just looking at general cards, giving a general place to maybe look, depending on what our team is picking up from your team. So, again, this prompt, you may want it for something completely different down the road. For right now, this is just for this point in your journaling. For those that have been following for the last 2 years, we have been doing it. All right. Is there anyone else, Brother Thomas?
Yes, Miss Mo.
Oh, say it.
I had to retype it because trying in the process of trying to star her, I deleted her comment. Sorry, fat fingers. While she was going through her spreads books for the shadow work, um, she's in excess of 20 spreads that she's created for this series. Some of them we've revisited. Um, and it's all for shadow work. So uh, maybe one day she'll have her thoughts lined out in a cohesive manner and have either some sheets or a book on spreads, or maybe it'll come out with her oracle.
You say wait, but you ain't never lied, Brother Thomas. Well, you know what? I have help. I have help. I do have somebody that's pretty good at like if I send them a rough draft, they can like make it not sound like me when I talk and make it sound right so that it can be read right.
That's why I love you, Hershey. You sound like you when you talk. You can deliver a message, no nonsense, and not hurt somebody in the process. It's
Try not
it's
to. I try not to. There's no fun in that, man. When I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies in no shape, way, form, or fashion. And I just can't. I can't get with the bully mentality, mind frame.
Well, it's
I hope I
messages
never do.
that are not always easy to hear, but some, it's that tough love, um, grandmother style. Is I guess is how I can explain it.
All I had her in the system, so I only know that old school thing. Oh shit! Oh shit! All these damn cards, they're just full of energy, y'all. They just exploding. Hey. Mm. Oh, oh, okay. Well, I tried to take it easy. It ain't my fault. All right. Overall energy of all of this for her. Just one, please. Just one. Please be just one. Y'all, them cards are that rose petal finish, and sometimes my fingers don't work good on that kind of material. Oh, of course there's two. Of course there's two of them. All right, so the overall energy of this, right? It is the Emperor and the Nine of Spheres. So that would be the Nine of Cups, right? So they're both upright. So this lets me know almost that this could be something that you've recently been learning about yourself with, right? So that nine, right? That nine is getting up there, right? You've worked through that four, you've worked through the energy of the five, you've even worked through that seven of being able to make choices, right? So sometimes just being able to make choices is a win, especially if that's the type of person you are. But having the fact that it is being supported, this backpack emotion that we all carry, it's supported by a lot of love for yourself. Overall, in general, you have the Emperor, which is good energy. Like I said, we're not going to take the male or female part of it. We're just going to take the part that it is an Emperor, right? This is somebody that is confident, and they do know how to run a kingdom, right? They do know how to run their self. And they're also running it paired with the nine energy. So that is levels above many people that are not willing to open up to their own shadow. So you do have that kind of upper hand advantage when I go into this. So the next part of this is strictly just about insight. Insight, mosaic insight, right? So when you think about the knowledge that you can get, you can also understand that not everybody, not everybody owns their shit, right? Some people don't even admit that they have shit. But then there are those of us that learn new things about us and find out that there are things that can trigger parts of us that we didn't even know was capable of. And those that are open to it find out that, well, hey, maybe mine isn't that dark, but I do see where somebody that has those underlying hidden shadows, it would be that way for them. So what I actually see here is that I think you are learning to use your own experiences from life itself to help you with this, right? Because they got the synchronicities, they've got Jekyll and Hyde going on. So you got the understanding of knowing that there's one of each, right? We got a devil and an angel on both sides of us. And you're willing to understand that maybe not everybody has a cellar door or an unconscious because they just didn't have that kind of lifestyle. But you're not willing to, but you're willing to understand that there are those that do, right? So, in general, for you, when I think about this question, I would say that nine times out of 10, this question, probably this part of the question really isn't going to have like that festering wound kind of thing. But I do see that you have Saturn, shield, hat, door, and moon going on, right? So when you think about them, oh, and B. So when you think about them in general, right, you have the ability to know that there is the ability for you to work in a colony and be a soldier and be constructive in your own way, right? You do have the ability to understand that the moon is full of illusions and options, but you being a moon child, you work within the moon and not against the moon, right? And that's where a lot of people struggle. Instead of literally just accepting it for what it is and working with it as is, and then learning to find a way to balance it is much easier than having those expectations and then it not working out in the long run instead of you realizing it wasn't meant for you the right way, right? You also have Saturn, Shield, Hat, and Door coming in, right? So again, I do see that you have the ability to understand that these trigger doors may not apply to everybody, but you're absolutely not closed off to it. But you do have to understand you do have Saturn, Shield, and Hat popping up, right? Hat kind of goes good with the insight foundation of all of this because it's about knowledge, right? And it's that pointed, beautiful witch's hat that all of us love anyway. And it's just about representing and having a focus point, right? That's what that point's about. Having somewhere of pointing a focus driven and it's going up in the right direction, right? So if nothing else, use this as an opportunity to keep yourself protected and shielded and understand that just Saturn, the Saturn part of you will understand and protect yourself from that could possibly trigger yours because yours is pretty good and it's not really that deep and you don't have to worry about it right now. That's what I've got for you.
So, Mo, I wish I didn't know you so well because there is some strange thing going on. How long have you had it? We drew your cards, the Empress. Again, this keeps coming up because this is your significator card. So, how long has it been with you? It's been with you your whole life. Is it a problem for you? It's just been there in the background for so long that you don't recognize that it's a problem. But once you recognize that it's a problem, you absolutely can do something about it because you got the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, the cup suits are immediately. It's like a rain shower. You don't think about it until you're in the middle of it. And then you deal with it. You either go inside or um, protect your livestock or whatever you do to prepare for rain and inclement weather. Um, you absolutely are the writer of your own story. And this awakening that I see in you um, is cutting through some of that overthinking that you've had in the past, um, where it stirs you to go into action instead of inaction because there are so many choices the way you see it. You you see situations from all viewpoints and you want to pick what's best, but you really can't see what's best because each time there's a best, it's the best for a person or a group. It's not the best overall. So that I hate to tell you that that's a struggle that's going to keep going on with you, but you absolutely can deal with it because you're the beautiful Empress, and once you get back to your roots and grounding, um, you recharge and you revive, and you're ready at duty again. And that's what I have for you, Michelle. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. You guys see him messing with me? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, you have a little lighting issue.
All right, guys.
I,
Miss
I think
Moonlight,
we
hello, hello, hello.
I think we've been through our me's. If
Yes. I'm
anybody
I'm
else would like to throw a me up there, we'll take another reading. Because what do we have? We have time.
Well, we're at an hour, so I was actually gonna go ahead and shut it down because we did lose Jane due to bad weather. And I do want to really follow through with this again, and I want to pick it back up where we do have the three people, or if not the three people, then I need to restage the placement of the question so that it kind of has the full follow through because it is about seeing the entire picture, guys. Because I really want shadow work to reach you guys. And if you can't get the experience of it, then sometimes you can't visually see it. Some people are visual learners, some people are audio learners, some people have to actually do it. And that's what I think the three coming together in this particular spread works the best for because you can actually kind of get images and ideas of how to interact with it when you're using your own deck and you're triggering the deck to connect to the emotion. You don't have to connect to the basics of a tarot deck or I, hell, I don't recommend you use one if you can't disassociate the basics and use just the element or just the number part of it as an energy. It is an oracle deck. So if you can use it as an oracle deck, I encourage it. But if you can't and you struggle because you only know basics, get you a good oracle deck that is not scared to um, call you on your shit, be honest with you, and force you to look inside because there's where the healing begins, not out here. No matter how much the outside looks the way it looks, it's the inside. So Miss Moonlight says me. Yeah, comments aren't working that good, guys. So, great. Yep, I will take a look at this again, Miss Moonlight. So we're only reading the first two prompts on a three prompt journal. Uh, we're trying to trigger it. So, um, the first prompt for me, where I'm at, instead of going last, I'm going first this time. So where I'm looking at is what's inside your backpack, right? So the spread itself is the emotional backpack. We all carry one, we all have one, right? And the second part of that is how do you hide it, right? Sometimes we don't realize we're hiding it until it gets triggered. So not everybody is going to have these, right? Not everybody's going to have that cellar, those unconscious trap doors. So but I'm gonna look anyway, so let's have a look. I'm gonna look there. Oh, say the word. I can't say a word, but okay, here it is. But I hope it's crystal ball, and I'm just having a brain issue, right? It's like it's just a crystal ball to me, but and right at this exact moment, I don't have my book with me, so we're going with crystal ball, right? So the overall energy of this Miss Moonlight, it starts with the position of the three of spheres, right? So that three of cups energy. So we're coming in with our emotions already in the three position, right? So there is a good way to see this, right? It is about celebrating, but there is a heavier part of this, right? That heavier part is when people want to celebrate, people want to party with us, but they don't want to help us plan it. They don't want to help us clean up. They don't want to help us set up. They don't want to help us cook. They don't want to help us decorate. They don't want to do none of that part. They just want to show up with their hands out, right? So when so many people like that are just surrounding us, sometimes that kind of energy is the reason we get stuck in that five of cups position, and we don't want to be there. But unfortunately for us, when it comes to the point of it, you have to see it for what it actually is, right? And that doesn't mean that it's our energy. It just possibly shows that we carry other people's energy and we are not meant to, right? We can't fill our own vessel when we are so busy trying to fill someone else's cup all the time just to get a little bit of a celebration occasionally, right? It's not even all the time kind of thing. It's just a sometime kind of thing, right? So always remember, because it did get paired with the never forgotten and the silence, right? Or I mean the stillness, right? So when you think about the stillness paired with the never forgotten, it comes with peace of mind, understanding that we do know that even when we were a child, there was something wiser that was created from something much harder that instilled something, right? The installation comes from the fact of knowing that the community that you go to, your own guidance team, your sisters, right? Your fellow, I would say coven, but not everybody has a coven, but some people just have really good friends that they can practice and share magic and have fun with. Some people actually have a coven that they can lean on, or just fellow family, which people to communicate with, right? And because of that, and because even as a child, you felt that pull, that tug, right? You knew it was in there, it was embedded in your DNA. And something that allows or follows an owl situation or matriarch kind of spirit animal installed something that is harder than a diamond, right? So when you think about a diamond, it's all about that foundation, that real hard, gorgeous structure, right? It took millions and millions and millions and millions of years, rubs, and pressure to create that gorgeous, beautiful, breathtaking piece. Just remember that is your structure, that is your foundation. And I don't think it gets much better than that. But I absolutely enjoy when you take time for yourself and pull away from everyone and find the silence that keeps you going and helps you pay it forward along the way. I wish I had saw a trigger for you, but I didn't see a trigger for you, Miss Moonlight, and I actually appreciate that because sometimes we need a break, and it's fun to journal about something a little lighter. So I'm glad we didn't trigger anything. What you got, Brother Thomas, for prompt two?
Well, for Miss Moonlight, we have the Six of Swords, and the Swords is that analytical suit. The Six is moving on to calmer waters. So, how long has it been there with you? Um, I think that you're waking up from the realization that you want to be done with it. You want things to be smoother for you, and you're ready to deal with it. And that makes sense with Hershey's diamond analogy, because if you don't layer those carbon atoms exactly together, then you get inclusions or flaws, and you're a flawless diamond. You know, all those years of heat and pressure and just the right conditions made you the diamond, that special diamond that you are. And are you ready to deal with it? And what can you do to deal with it? Page of Cups. You can deal with it emotionally. You can trust it not to betray your emotions. If you need to break down and cry, do that. But once once you get that cathartic cry out of your system, you'll be ready to deal with the pain, with that emotional baggage that we all carry around in our backpack. But you will get renewed energy and revitalized out of doing it. It's just recognizing when to do it, because in this card, timing is everything. And that's what I have for you, Miss Moonlight.
And, so prompt 3, if you are doing the journaling, Miss Moonlight, which you love journaling and all of that, would be, who put it there, and can you see the healing now? So that would be the prompt 3. If you really want to dive into these 3 prompts and really see if there's anything hidden that could be triggering a reaction and even formed comfort zone that you absolutely don't have to expose to anybody but yourself. Guys, like I said, I have spent the entire day working on this spread. I couldn't wait to work with it tonight, and for those that miss Jane, you guys, she's got a lot of inclement, heavy, crazy tornado weather going on. So send Jane some blessings, and we're gonna reach out to her and make sure that she's okay here real soon, and hope that storm passed over with no problems. Uh, Monday, I will be here for meta messages. Well, not here, but on my channel for meta messages. I may do a pop up this weekend. It is my 2-year channelversary this week. So, I don't know. I haven't made a definite yes or no decision on if I'm going to do a strictly channelversary live yet, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've got a real busy week still ahead of me, but fingers crossed. But for those of you that are celebrating with me, continue celebrating this week, because this whole week is my 2-year channelversary for this algorithm. So we'll celebrate it together. What about you, bro? What you got coming up?
I may do a pop up this weekend. Other than that, just keep on keeping on. Um, Congratulations on your 2-year channelversary, Hershey. Um,
Nice.
I
Thanks.
I couldn't have asked for a nicer mentor through this process, because our channels are only a month apart. So it's been a blessing, and an education of keep on showing up and doing the work. You've taught me a work ethic.
Yes, I have learned many coming up and showing up consistently, and enjoying the interaction of this with you, Gems, because that's what it's about, right? It's about really wanting it, and and growing together. So that's the best part of all of this is, believe it or not, I do shadow work right here with you guys. I take every single piece of this that resonates, and I hope you guys do too. And never stop doing it, right? Never stop growing. Never stop believing in yourself and pushing yourself. You can do this.
Well,
Thank
keep
you.
your eyes out for an announcement for maybe a channelversary show for Hershey or just a regular pop up. And
Hello. Helen
thank
with
you.
me.
Thank you for being with us. We know that it's not easy to work on yourselves, but we are so glad that you have the courage to let us be a part of your journey. Uh, Absolutely, we will not take any credit because the self work is hard work and nobody can do that for you. So, thank you all. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and go out and make it a great night. See you, everyone.
Night.